And as you probably have already maybe experienced, there will be some hiccups along the way. But I do want to let you know that our dedicated teachers and staff members, we are committed to providing your children with a good education, and we want to help them reach their potential. Our teachers have been working hard all summer long, creating online schedules and their learning classrooms. And they've also been involved in a lot of training how to utilize digital tools to support our distance learning and planning engaging lessons for our students. And I want to thank everyone in advance for your support and your patience and your flexibility during this time. And you have our unwavering commitment to ensure that your child has a successful learning experience. We are in this together and we will get through this. I know we will. And I just want to apologize for my background. I just realized how messy my office looks. But this is our first, or actually our second webinar. And so we're learning what works and what doesn't work. And it's going to get better every time we meet. All right, let's move on to the next slide. I'd like to introduce our school team, our administrative team. We have Ms. Hope Matthews, our assistant principal, and Ms. Wong, Ms. Jennifer Wong, who is in charge of special education. She's our assistant principal in charge of special education. And also new to our SOEC family, we have Anna Herrera, who is our school administrative assistant in the front office. So please be sure to come in and introduce yourselves. And of course, I'm Mrs. Miller, the proud principal of Sherman Oaks Elementary Charter. And there I am. Yes, I love to show off that marquee. And boys and girls, school resumed today, August the 18th. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in our Zumba, in our Zoom meetings. This summer, our custodial staff has been working hard, making sure that our school is clean and sanitized. And you see Mr. Simpson, our plant manager there, making sure that our marquee is nice and clean. We have Oscar in the middle, making sure that our office is clean. And also new to our staff is Ugo, doing a nice job of waxing those floors in the staff lounge. Our teachers have also been working very diligently, preparing the supplies that some of you have already come by and picked up. We have teachers putting together packets and materials for students to take home so that they can use them during their distance learning. So I just wanted to inform those parents that have children that are kindergarten or TK, you probably did not get an iPad. Usually our kindergartners and TKs, they're the last to receive their devices because they inherit the devices from our 5th grade students that graduated. So in order for us to distribute those devices to our little ones, we need to clear out those iPads and we need to issue new barcodes and enter all that information into the system. So we will be having another distribution day to make sure that you have those iPads. So don't worry, parents, don't panic. You will get that iPad for your child. Also, our shipment of math textbooks didn't come in. Of course, why not? Bring it on. So we're still waiting for our math textbooks to come in. And when they do, guess what? We're going to have another distribution day for math textbooks. Also, parents, if you missed your distribution day, don't panic. We've moved the materials up to the library. Come to the office any day, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 12 to 4 to pick up your child's materials. We're here to make things easy for you and stress-free. So just give us a call and we're here to meet you halfway.
Oh, right.
Yes, device distribution's been quite challenging with this wonderful Californian weather that we're having. Yeah, it's been pretty hot out there. So you see Miss Matthew, who's there monitoring the gate, making sure that we're only allowing a certain number of people on campus at one time. And I have a lovely picture there of a dad with his 2 sons coming in to pick up materials and doing his diligence by making sure he's filling out that device paperwork saying that, yes, I've taken a device home and we're going to take care of it. And we had some students that came back to school. Oh man, boy, did that feel wonderful to have some kids back on campus, because it certainly has been lonely here and we've missed our tigers. And so our boys and girls came back. They're here picking up their materials. They're wearing their face coverings. They're practicing social distancing. And then you have some little girls that just can't wait to show us those beautiful smiles. So we miss you, boys and girls, but we look forward to seeing you again in our Zoom lessons, and we will be visiting. I'm going to turn it over now to Miss Matthews.
All right, so for some basic communication information, our school phone number you see there up on the screen, 818-784-8283. I know everybody has the number because I hear the phone ringing all day long. Also, you as a parent at Sherman Oaks Elementary Charter need to make sure that you are connected with Parent Square. And if you, for some incredible reason you are not, although wait, I think I just heard right before I got on here, Miss Miller, I just remembered that we have 100% of our families connected. I think that's what I heard. If I'm wrong, it's close. So if you're not connected, you got to make sure that you reach out to your child's teacher or myself, and I will help you get connected to Parent Square. The school address is there if you need it, 14755 Greenleaf. And of course, our school website, the ShermanOaksElementaryCharter.com, where we try to keep that updated as much as possible so we can give you the information that you need. And those are pretty much the main ways to get a hold of us. Yes, Ms. Miller.
Mrs. Matthews, I know it's a little scary when we start trying to move things around, but I'd like to share at least so that our parents can see what our website looks like. Are you able to open that link for us?
Look at that.
And, oh yes, that was at the end of the year when we were doing distribution of our certificates for our 5th grade students. But I did want to point out, and this is the home page when you go to the website, but I wanted to just point out to parents that at the very bottom, if you scroll down, you see recent news, and you can get an electronic copy of the Family and Student Handbook, and it has very important information. And if you can go to the next slide, also, we are part of the Community of Schools Network. We are with the Van Nuys Valley Glen Community Network, and they put out a monthly letter letting you know what is happening in our community of schools. And so there is a copy in there. And then we always post important information again, and here we're just giving some information in regards to the hours that our school is open, and also information in regards to enrollment. And I think lastly in there, also there are information in regards to any community resources. So we post everything there on the school website. So I just wanted parents to be aware that that is also available to them.
Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. Oh,
excellent.
Great, I love it.
Okay, so in terms of a back to school plan, it's going to look a little bit different than it did in the spring. We are on a regular schedule. The students are going to be receiving standards-based instruction, and they're going to have daily live interaction with their teachers. There is going to be a consistent amount of assessment of the students' progress. Daily attendance is going to be taken, and let's see what else we have here. More data on where students are engaged, meaning, you know, just I think when we were in the spring, we were in kind of a crisis mode, and this is going to be more of an instructional mode is our plan. So be just taking more care into where students are at. And then there's going to be some up and coming extras, hopefully some tutoring going on, maybe things happening over the winter break and Saturday school. We don't have any information about it yet, but these are things that the district is talking about having available. Reading teachers, and also additional instruction in English language and math as well.
Oops, let's see.
All right, Miss Wong, I'm turning it over to you.
All right. As you know, we will begin the 2021 school year with distance learning. We will share some sample schedules with you in a few moments. I know that was a question in the chat. And I want to just go over two words that you need to be familiar with. That's synchronous and asynchronous. If you were a part of the last town hall meetings in July, you may remember some of these terms. Okay, so distance learning consists of synchronous and asynchronous instruction. Synchronous instruction happens in real time, which means that students and teachers interact in a specific virtual place at a specific time. Some methods of synchronous online learning include Zoom conferencing, teleconferencing, live chatting, and live streaming lectures. Asynchronous learning is more flexible and it allows for students to learn at their own pace while the teachers will provide materials for reading, lectures for viewing, assignments for completing, and tests for evaluations. And students have the ability to access these requirements within a flexible time frame. Some methods of asynchronous online teaching include self-guided lesson modules in Schoology and streaming video content and exchanges across discussion boards. Next slide.
Oh, please.
All right, synchronous instruction expectations. So if you look here, it's really important that the students are on time. They wake up early, a few minutes early before they log on. Make sure that you have like a quiet place set up. I have 3 kids, so we had to rearrange the desks and make it so that my kids would be ready for Zoom meetings. Be prepared for computers. Make sure they're charged. Make sure the camera is on. And if you guys have headphones to use, that would be great. Also, be presentable. Don't wear appropriate clothing. Don't forget to sit up straight. Mute yourself when your teacher asks or another student is talking. And make sure you participate. When you participate, you're focused, you're attentive, and you're an active participant. Chat responsibilities. Please raise your hand. If you have a question, you can type your questions in a chat box. And with communication, speak clearly, stay on topic, and overall just be safe, responsible, and respectful.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Wong. Oh, we have one more
One
slide.
more.
And I just wanted, I'm looking at the chat, and I just, there was a question in regards to if we could print out these instructions. We certainly can, and I can put those available to you, and I can put it in Parent Square, but also this will be, the PowerPoint itself or the video will be available to you through our SOEC digital library, and that link can be accessed on Parent Square, but I can also give you some hard copies of this. Also, we had somebody ask, does our child need to be part of this orientation? Absolutely. If they're there, we'd love for them to, put a face to the name. But if you don't think they're going to be able to sit through the entire slideshow, I do want to say that we have a special surprise at the very end. And so we'll give you a heads up so that if they're in the room or nearby, you can call them over. I'm sorry, Ms. Wong.
Okay, so the Student's Guide to Learning from Home. Like we mentioned before, it's really important to set up a space. When your child is sitting at the desk or a table where they're at, if they have some notebook paper and a pencil, that would be great. If they need to take notes, we want to lessen distractions. We want to plan for the day, take breaks, change it up a bit. That will be helpful. Journaling any information or progress or any questions that they have is also important. And please have your child speak up and ask for help if they need it.
And just a couple of things that we learned from distance learning when we started in the spring. That's right, boys and girls, set your space. We need to see you sitting at a desk or a table when you are doing your whole group instruction, face-to-face instruction with your teacher. We're not seeing you sitting by the swimming pool or on the sofa or in bed. So you need a designated space that's just yours so that you can do your schoolwork and you can focus. So here we have what is mandated in regards to daily instructional minutes. So for transitional kindergarten and kindergarten, it's 180 minutes of daily instructional instruction. The 180 minutes includes synchronous and asynchronous instruction. For grades 1 to 3, it's 230 minutes daily of instructional minutes. And for grades 4 and 5, it's 240 minutes of instructional minutes daily. Can we go to the next slide? I think that we might see a sample schedule there. Yeah, thank you. So boys and girls and parents, the school day starts at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock every day, your child needs to be logged on. That's what time school starts. And at 9 o'clock, we will start with our morning announcements. And your morning announcements will be for about 10 or 15 minutes. Our morning announcements we will include the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll talk about the character trait of the month. And we always end with our daily words of wisdom. Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. And so our returning students know that motto very, very well. I do want to point out, because the daily instructional minutes varies from kindergarten and from grades 1 to 3 and from grades 4 to 5, the end of the school day will vary. So everybody's school day will start at 9 o'clock, but if you look at the very bottom here where it says office hours by appointment, but you have small group support before that at 1:40. So I want to point out that for TK and kindergarten, their end of the day ends at 1:20. For grades 1 to 3, the end of the day is 1:40. And for grades 4 and 5, the end of the day is 1:50. The block that you see that says office hours by appointment, that's time for the teachers to, call parents back. They can address any questions or clarify any work that students might be doing or working on. So the teacher does have designated office hours so that they can address any questions or concerns. The schedule itself in between may vary from teacher to teacher, because I do want to point out that we have a wide we have a lot of enrichment classes, and so those enrichment classes are going to take place virtually. For those of you that participated in distance learning in the spring, at that time, our enrichment teachers, what they were doing is that they were submitting to the teachers videos, and then parents and students could access those videos at any time. But starting now, our enrichment teachers are actually going into the Zoom sessions and teaching lessons virtually. So every teacher's enrichment schedule is a little different, so that impacts what time English language arts or math is going to be from one teacher to the next. But in regards to the block schedule, it is the same. School starts again at 9. It ends at 1:20 for TK Kinder, 1:40 for grades 1 to 3, and 1:50 for grades 4 and 5. If you have, and then I just wanted to mention, some of our teachers have already conducted their meet and greet orientation. And if you haven't had yours, it is coming up. And the teachers are going through their schedule in a little more detail than what I just gave you.
I think I skipped one. Did I? There we
No,
go.
I think that was
Oh,
it.
the same one. Whoops, it is me. All right, so if you haven't figured it out yet, You need to have a space to do your schoolwork. It's really being emphasized because it's very, very important for kids in order to do their best to have an organized place where they can tune in with the teacher. That's very important. The other thing is, once you have all your Schoology information and your Zoom information, you want to practice logging on, and like Miss Wong mentioned, don't wait for 2 seconds before class starts to enter class. It's a good idea, it's a good practice to try to come in early. I know for me, Miss Miller can attest to this, but my camera oftentimes does not turn on when I need it to turn on, so I end up having to restart my computer. So if you need to do stuff like that, it's good to have extra time to be able to do that. So you just want to be prompt, you want to be ready.
And if I can just add, because we have a testimonial, believe it or not, we started just trying to get onto this webinar at about, what was it, 11:45, because we were having a lot of technical issues. So until you get into the routine and figure out, the internet piece of it, you need to start early. Don't wait. Don't wait.
It lowers your stress level if you do start early. You also want to make sure your internet is working and your device is charged. If you have internet connectivity issues with your iPad, you're going to want to make sure that you call the 213 number, which I believe is right there. It's the 213-443-1400. That says 1400. Is it? I think it's 1300.
I will look on my student parent handbook.
Anyway, you want to make sure that your internet's working, and once make sure we give you the correct phone number, that's the number that you're going to want to call and have somebody help you and walk you through that. A lot of times people think their computer's not working, but it's just something in settings that needs to be fixed. Yes.
You're absolutely right. I just looked. The number for the parent hotline is 213, and I'll put that in the chat. Or Ms. Wong, if you could put that in the chat. The parent hotline number is 213-443-1300.
Phew.
Got it.
And just also double check so you know what's going on, just reviewing the instructions from the teacher so that you're ready. And of course, reach out to the teacher if you have any questions. We are all using our student handbooks. I have mine right here. And if you need the student handbook, like Ms. Miller said, you can access it through our website. You can access it on the district website. I understand it actually was mailed home. You could probably call the family hotline and ask them to, either send you one, but you should have a copy of it. It's got a lot of great information in it. It also explains, if you ever have a chance, because we know you're home and you're very busy, but all of the PIN number and password information and how it works is in this book, and it just will help you to maybe have a better understanding of it. And
Ms. Matthews, if I can just interrupt, because there's quite a few questions, and I think Jennifer can maybe address this. There are some questions in regards to special education services and what that will look like for our students in distance learning.
Yes, a question was asked about if there will be resource support, and yes, they will be. We will have service providers supporting students in their distance learning instruction. So, yes.
Any other, Mrs. Miller?
Yes. There was a question about, will there be apps or programs or websites beyond Zoom and Schoology that we need to download or sign up for ahead of August 20th?
I think you would just wait and to hear from your teacher, and the teacher will let you know if there's anything that you need. But in terms of August 20th, you have what you need just by being able to log on to Schoology.
I had a parent ask me if the students need to log on every day to an individual session, and this child is a first grader, can we just log on to Zoom for the whole day?
you know, we were just talking about that. Yes, I think that's going to be able to, that is probably a great strategy. Leaving the Zoom window open so that the child doesn't have to continually log in.
I have another question about hotspots. Are they going to be available at the school sites? And do you know when they will be available?
So hotspots I need to put in a request for a hotspot for you. So you can call the main office. You can let them know that you are requesting a hotspot. You should give your name, your phone number as well. If it's, and your child's name, I should say. And then I submit the request, and then I need to go pick up the hotspots, bring them back to school, and then you'll be able to pick them up at school.
And then I wanted to just address, there's quite a few questions in regards to needing a student ID number, or needing your child's PIN number, or needing the parent PIN number. So that information we have in the front office, so you can call us or you can email us and we can email you back with that information. The only exception to that is that if you are a new family to our school and your child is new, it takes a little bit of time for the systems, the district systems, the platforms to read each other. So we get the 10-digit student ID number, but it takes a few days for the PIN numbers to generate. So we don't get those right away. But please contact the office if you need your PIN number, again, or your child's PIN number. Let's see, was there anything else? And I also, in regards to having issues with your iPad, you need to contact the 1300 number, and they will walk you through. If it is a defective device, then they would send you back to the school and we would reissue you another device. Okay.
So just getting back to this parent portal slide, the parent portal slide really it's just an informational location. And, you know, it's actually been around for a little while. It's not new to LAUSD. We've had it in play for several years, but not everybody was on it. But at this point, when we're in remote learning, it's proven to be a very valuable tool. So you would use the parent portal for accessing information on grades, information on attendance, test scores, and things like that. It's all of your child's kind of personal information. Also, your emergency information is on there, so you're always able to see what information we have for you in case of an emergency. So if you need to update anything, that would allow you to know, what it is that we have on record. And so you want to make sure that you are registered in the parent portal. And you will need your PIN number to register. And actually, parents both have their own separate PIN numbers. So mom has a PIN number and dad has a PIN number. So sometimes when parents have difficulty logging on, it might be because they're using the wrong PIN number. If you need it, you can call the front office, and we do have now your PIN number information, the parent PIN number.
And I just want a good question from Joshua Held. Thank you for posting this question. So if you are new and you do not have a PIN, how are you supposed to access the instruction on the first day or second day of school? Good question. So you need to, you can reach out to your teacher via Parent Square, and she can send you the link. So your child is not going to be penalized for not being able to access Schoology and getting the materials that they needed to complete. So your teacher can, give you the link so that you can look at the checklist of the activities that your child was supposed to complete. And then you can just, email your teacher back saying, Mrs. Miller, my daughter Hope, we completed the checklist today, and your daughter will get credit for that. So for today and for tomorrow, the way the district is capturing attendance is through the child logging on to Schoology. But again, if you're new, you're not going to have that information. Just let your teacher know, and she will give you the links to access the information that you need. And speaking of attendance, attendance is, very important. We are, being held responsible for attendance. So students should be attending every day. So when students log in with their teacher, they're counted as present. So we want to make sure those days that they're present or absent will appear on their report card. There will be a report card. There will be grades given out this time. We haven't gotten all the information as to what that's going to actually look like, but yes, we are giving grades, and we are, making sure that we want our students to be attendance heroes. We want them here every day, ready and on time. Okay. Again, the district website is a wonderful resource for parents. It has all the information and phone numbers that you need. So please, you can go to lausd.net, and there is a wealth of information there posted for parents, and a lot of important phone numbers. Okay. Is there anything else? Is it that time, lady? Okay, well, we'd love, if your child is in the room or if they haven't joined, we'd love them to, call them over, because we just have a little special surprise. I do want to apologize in advance. We are new to this, so I want to apologize maybe for the sound and for the pictures, but we're doing our best. And if any of you can give me any suggestions or advice on how to improve our videos, I'm ready to learn. So we'd love to leave you now with a Sherman Oaks fairy tale. And so I'm going to ask Ms. Matthews to stop sharing her screen, and I'd like to share my screen. A Sherman Oaks Elementary Charter fairy tale. Once upon a time, there was a magical genie. The genie asked its very favorite question of the teachers and staff at SOEC. If you all could have just one wish for the new school year, what would it be? The teachers and staff thought hard about the genie's question. Then the genie said, "Now close your eyes, rub the genie lamp, and make your wishes." The teachers and staff wished. And suddenly, poof, the students and staff felt the warmest welcome they could ever imagine. And the entire SOEC community lived happily ever after. The end.